I love this new kid, Kell Brook. I love this new kid, Kell Brook. I love this new kid, Kell Brook.
Do I think that Kell Brook is a better fighter than, give me the name? What's the other fighter? Keith Thurman? Yeah, I think, absolutely. And I think Keith Thurman, he's gonna have a tough fight with the guy that Kell Brook beat. You know, Kell Brook beat it's not that he's the best boxer, he's just rugged and just tough. You know, the guy hit, but and I actually watched the fight between Kell Brook and you have to Sean Porter, because you got to take your hat off to Kell Brook, because he was able to come over to the U.S. He didn't cry, he didn't complain, he came over there and done what he had to do and brought it.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, shout out to Kell Brook. He's coming off a big win against Amir Khan, one of the biggest wins of his career, in what was a big grudge match with a lot of pressure, a lot of stakes on the line, a lot of bragging rights on the line. And he turned in, when the pressure was the highest, I believe he turned in a career best performance, truth be told. So congrats to him on that once again. But, in the aftermath of that, Kell Brook looked so good. He looked rejuvenated. He looked like someone that still has a good fight or two left in him. So if he wants to retire, good on him. He's earned that right. He don't got nothing to prove to any of the boxing fans. But if he decides to stay, there's a multitude of options out there for him. Obviously the one that's been talked about the most is Conor Benn. That's a fight that I think would be very interesting because Conor Benn's a good young rising star in the UK. He's someone that fancies his chance against Kell Brook. Look, personally, if he were to fight Kell Brook even at this stage of his career at 35 at his advanced stage, I still think Conor Benn would lose that fight. I would actually lean for Brook to defeat Conor Benn. Conor Benn still does a lot of things technically wrong, but that's a good fight. But listen, the one fight that's extremely unnecessary that keeps getting talked up, I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it's very unnecessary, is Kell Brook facing Chris Eubank Jr. Now, Chris Eubank Jr. is a fighter that fights at 160. He's 32 years old. He's never won a world title. He's left a lot to be desired in some of his biggest fights. And he's got to get a move on if he wants to achieve anything of great substance in the sport. And he's calling out old, aging welterweights? Come on, man. I get it. I get it. Kell Brook's a big welterweight. I get Kell Brook's a big guy. He walks around heavy. Kell Brook's built like a motherfucking action figure. We get it. So Eubank's been running around saying, Kell Brook walks around heavier than him and all this stuff, and he fought GG at 160. All right. Kell Brook's already came out and said, look, if I'm going to fight Eubank, we better be talking some serious money, serious Benjamins being shelled out for this fight, And Kell Brook went on Twitter today, a couple hours ago, actually, from the time of shooting this. He went on Twitter a couple hours ago, and he pretty much tweeted he tweeted right at Chris Eubank, all right? He hit him with that. Listen, man, it's hilarious how roles reverse in boxing depending on who's the A side and who's the opponent, because Kell Brook was just complaining about Amir Khan draining him down to 149 and doing all these A side diva tactics. And listen, Amir Khan was probably the biggest diva in this promotion of that I've ever seen any fighter be a diva, and even more than Canelo, even more than anybody. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. He really was a huge diva in this fight. But Kell Brook, he's playing the A side now because he told Chris Eubank Jr. he hit him with those Canelo tactics. He said, if you're gonna fight me, he said, fight me at 155 or don't mention my name. So Kell Brook said, you gotta fight me at Caneloweight if you want to fight me. And you know what? I normally would never co-sign A-side diva tactics, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it in this scenario because Chris Eubank Jr. has been running his mouth. It's a fight that really nobody cares about, that nobody's calling for but him. he's calling Brook out, but he's not the A side in the scenario. Brook is the A side. He's the one that's achieved everything in the sport. He's the one that just beat Khan. You know, you gotta go to his. You gotta play to his horn. You know, the same way Kell Brook had to play to the horn of Amir Khan and be the B side. You gotta be the B side to Kell Brook if you want that fight. So Eubank has to drain himself to 155. You gotta fight him at that Canelo weight if you want the Kell Brook fight, and I'm okay with it because if this is going to make Eubank focus on what he should be doing, which is, you know, chasing the top guys at 160 like Munguia, like Golovkin, like Charlo, like Demetrius Andrade, even like a Felix Cash, just anybody at 160, do that, you know? And it's crazy how Chris Eubank Jr. is angry and he's bitter and he wants the Kell Brook fight because Kell Brook had back in 2016, Kell Brook had what Chris Eubank Jr. lacked in a major way, and that was the balls and the gumption to sign a contract to fight Gennady Golovkin. So leave it up to little Kell Brook to go from 147 to 160 to fight Golovkin. Meanwhile, you wouldn't fight Golovkin. You didn't want no smoke. You didn't want no smoke, and you get mad at him for that. And you're saying, "Oh, he took my fight away." He didn't take your fight away, man. You didn't want to. You didn't listen. I remember following that. You didn't want to fight Golovkin, straight up. And I'm not. Listen. I used to be a big Golovkin fan. As the years have went on, I really don't like GGG at all, to be honest with you. But I remember that very clearly. You did not want to fight Golovkin, Chris Eubank Jr. So you have all this bitterness and hatred and envy of Kell Brook, and you want to try to fight him. Well, okay, you want to fight him? Fight him at that Canelo weight. All right? Otherwise, you can go fight the guys at 160, like Johnny Beck, Falcao, Andrade, you know, anybody. But that's the news, man. Kell Brook, you know, big Kell Brook, you know, Sheffield's very own Kell Brook, the chocolate brownie man himself says that if Eubank wants to receive any of those chocolate brownies, he's got to come down to 155. And you know what? Look, it's I think it's fair. I think it's fair. I mean, especially when you consider what Kell Brook went through in this promotion with Khan. I don't think any fighter in recent memory has gone through more bullshit than Kell Brook went through in this promotion with Khan, and he still overcame and he still won. So if he wants to be the A side, and he's actually earned it, winning such a massive event and a massive fight in the UK. So Eubank, it's either you start getting on that world title chase and you fight guys in the 160 division, or you concede to the demands of Kell Brook and you drain yourself to 155. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at. So yeah. That's the news. Kell Brook telling him 155 or don't mention my name. So I'm with it. I'm good. Fuck that fight. Thank you, Kell. Eubank ain't coming to 155. Eubank got to go to 160 and fight the guys there. So you guys can leave your thoughts on that down below. Take time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, you know, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.